I'm your quant guide for today, ready to break down the models and the madness behind the market.
And I'm your beginner investor, basically here to ask the questions that you're probably all thinking, like, can a movie really teach me anything about trading? Well, we're about to find out. We are counting down the top 10 finance movies every trader absolutely has to see.
So let's just dive right in. These films, they're not just entertainment. Think of them as case studies. They are packed with real world lessons on market dynamics, trading psychology, and just raw ambition. Yeah, and they're also just wildly entertaining. So get ready for the chaos, the geniuses, and some of the most unbelievable stories from the world of finance.
All right, kicking off our list at number 10 is Trading Places. Now look, I love this movie, but it's a comedy. It's about a bet between two old rich guys. Are you seriously going to tell me this has real-world trading lessons?
Oh, absolutely. That climax on the orange juice futures floor, it is a perfect, if a little simplified, masterclass in how insider information can totally manipulate a market. Wait, hold on. They bankrupted those powerful dudes with a fake crop report about frozen orange juice? That is both hilarious and completely terrifying. Coming in hot at number 9 is Boiler Room. Now, this one is a raw, really unfiltered look at the dark underbelly of finance. We're talking the high-pressure world of pump and dump schemes. So they're literally just cold calling people and lying through their teeth to steal their entire life savings? That is horrifying.
Exactly. It's the classic pump and dump scam, and it's such a powerful lesson in why due diligence, and that just means thoroughly researching an investment before you put a single penny in, is absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, at number 8, we've got Rogue Trader. And this one always gets me. How could one person, a single trader, take down an entire bank, especially one of Britain's oldest? It seems impossible.
Well, the core issue was a catastrophic failure in risk management. See, Nick Leeson had the authority to both execute his trades and settle them. That's a massive conflict of interest that created a blind spot he could exploit. It's exactly the kind of operational risk that, here in 2026, a sophisticated AI monitoring system would flag in a nanosecond.
All right, let's move on to number 7, the movie that basically defined finance for an entire generation and gave us one of the most iconic characters in cinema history, Gordon Gekko in Wall Street.
Aha, there it is, the famous line. Did people actually think that way back then? You know, that speech perfectly captured the whole ethos of 1980s corporate rating in just total excess. But really, beyond the quote, the movie is a timeless, powerful lesson on the corrupting influence of insider trading and just straight-up moral decay. Now at number 6, we have one of my personal favorites, Equity. Finally, a look at Wall Street from a woman's perspective. It follows a top investment banker who's trying to lead a huge tech IPO. It is so refreshing to see this side of the story, with all the office politics and the backstabbing that you don't always get in the other finance movies. And from a technical standpoint, it's remarkably accurate in how it portrays the IPO roadshow and the insane pressures involved. It's a fantastic look at the brutal realities of corporate finance. Okay, breaking into our top 5 is the story that absolutely shook Wall Street to its core. Dumb money. Oh, the GameStop movie. I remember this. This was the ultimate David versus Goliath story. A bunch of people on social media against the most powerful hedge funds in the world. Precisely, and the film does a brilliant job of explaining a short squeeze. So basically, hedge funds were betting billions that GameStop's stock would tank. But when all these retail investors started buying, the price just shot up. It forced the hedge funds to buy shares at a huge loss just to cover their bets, which only pushed the price even higher. It was a financial tidal wave started entirely by the internet. All right, at number 4, we have what is, I think, arguably the most realistic film ever made about the 24 hours that kicked off the 2008 financial crisis, Margin Call. The tension in this movie is just unbelievable. The entire plot, the whole crisis, it all hangs on one terrifying discovery related to these things: mortgage-backed securities. A junior analyst realizes their risk models are fundamentally broken, and the firm is holding billions of dollars in assets that are about to become completely and totally worthless. So, wait. To save themselves, they just decided to sell all this toxic garbage to their own clients, knowing it would crash the entire market? That is unbelievably cold.
Exactly. It is a brutal masterclass in what we call moral hazard and institutional self-preservation. It is also why, right now, in 2026, so much focus is on developing predictive AI that can model this kind of systemic risk before it has a chance to bring the whole system down.
All right, our number 3 pick. It's the movie everyone thinks of when you say Wall Street. It is 3 hours of pure, uncut chaos. The Wolf of Wall Street. And underneath all the wild parties and the unbelievable excess, the film is a brilliant lesson in the psychology of fraud. It shows how Jordan Belfort used those pump and dump schemes and stock manipulation on a massive scale, all fueled by just completely unchecked ambition. And for our runner-up, we have the only documentary on our list, but it is absolutely essential viewing. The Academy Award-winning Inside Job is, without a doubt, the definitive explainer of the 2008 financial crisis.
Right, so this one is less about the crazy drama and more about how the entire system just broke. And I think the most infuriating part is how few people actually faced any real consequences for it.
And that brings us to our number 1 pick. In our opinion, this is the single best finance movie ever made. It's the perfect blend of razor-sharp education and just pure, gripping entertainment. What makes The Big Short an absolute masterpiece is its genius for making insanely complex financial instruments understandable to literally anyone. It's a masterclass in contrarian thinking. I completely agree. I think it's the best because it doesn't just show you what happened, it actually empowers you with the knowledge to grasp how it all happened. So, if we look at our top 3, the lessons are more relevant today than ever. From The Wolf of Wall Street, we learn that unchecked greed always ends in collapse. From Inside Job, we see that systemic risk is very real and it demands strong oversight. And from our number 1, The Big Short, maybe the most timeless lesson for any trader. Always question the consensus. And that is our list. Okay, I know you guys are going to have some strong opinions on this one. What did we miss? What's your number 1? Drop your favorite finance movie in the comments below. We really want to see your picks. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more explainers like this. We'll see you next time.